right, big guy. Let's talk some ball. All right.
Let's do some football. Hey, it's early in the week.
Yep.
We're going to talk about a few games this coming weekend, right?
We're going to talk about a few games this weekend. That's right. And we got our list all set up. And let's go ahead and start with our hometown heroes. We're going to start with the Broncos, right? The Denver Broncos taking on the New York Giants. The Broncos are home in this football game. And looking forward to this matchup. Let me make sure that I got the FanDuel Sportsbook correct here as well, because it's so early in the week. Just, hey, be mindful. These numbers can change as the week progresses. But the Broncos at the current moment are 7-point favorites at home against the New York Giants. Big guy, just Giants basically almost kind of go into this game with a mini bye, so to speak. Maybe not so preparation-wise, but more so just health and rest and recovery. What are some of the things that I think, or what are some of the things you believe the Giants have to build off of what they did last week against Philly, now going against this Broncos defense?
Well, they got to build off the fact that they ran the ball a little bit. They were patient with it. That's one thing. The quarterback ran. He had success. That's another thing. The running back, Skattebo, I think he showed everybody he's more than just a novelty act. He's the real deal.
Right.
And he can carry the ball 20, 30 times a game. So they got all that going for him. But there's many things that worry me about the game real quick. Wide receivers for the New York Giants. It's not a position of strength right now.
Right.
Defensive backs, not a position of strength for the New York Giants. And you're going against a team that's probably a little frustrated after a low-scoring game against the Eagles, playing the Jets, maybe the worst I've ever seen a Sean Payton offense play, maybe ever, over there in London against the Jets. So they're going to be ready to go big time. About the defense, the way their defense and the advantages they have, but also wanting to get that offense rolling again because it did not roll these last couple of weeks the way they wanted. And I got to tell you, watching that game, on Sunday morning, I was like shocked. I just was expecting, if nothing else, to move the football like they always do. Couldn't get the ball down the field, didn't protect well, didn't handle the blitz well. Man, Sean Payton, I will say this about him. He managed the hell out of that game, though, didn't he?
That's a great point. Yeah, it is. I mean, or Aaron Glenn and the Jets just mismanaged the hell out of it. It's a little bit of both, but yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, when that game was over, I remember maybe I even said it to you. I said, wow, Sean Payton made every right move in that. Every move was kind of like, oh, my gosh, you sure you want to do that?
Right.
And it just kept working, and I understood it when he was doing it. I was going, yeah, I guess that's what I would do. I don't know if I would have had the guts to call some of those things, but he did.
You're right. Well, yeah, I mean, I think the big story will be just like, all right, now what version of this Denver Broncos offense are we going to see? Because they really have been just super flat this entire season. And, Cortland Sutton is kind of like their go-to guy. Only one catch last week against the New York Jets, right? That's got to be something where you got to make a point of emphasis. If he's your best receiver on your roster, right, I feel like you got to make a point to say, hey, let's get this guy a few completions to feel confident, feel good, make our quarterback feel good. The lack of running, that's also a concern for them too. It's really interesting because both offenses, like right now, it's like, hey, the Giants are actually kind of playing better offense as a group. And it really just because Jackson Dart and Cam Skattebo are just, I don't know, willing themselves, right? So big thing for Denver, keeping Jackson Dart in the pocket, limiting the scrambles, because I do believe on the back end, right, with Moss, with Barron, with Pat Surtain, the safeties are playing well too. I would expect it to be a pretty tough day for the Giants receivers to separate against that secondary.
Yeah. The first thing that jumps out as I look at that, when you look at Denver, they didn't move the ball well against the Jets. So, that's part of the game. But, you're right. It's going to be really interesting just to see how they do react to this game against the Giants. Can the Giants get pressure in the passing game?
Right.
And the other thing is Bo Nix, very mobile. He's just like Jackson Dart, throws the ball great on the run. And that's just another factor to look at if you're the Giants defense.
Yeah. So is this an interesting matchup? I mean, Yeah, I mean, hey, the Denver Broncos, a phenomenal defense. Nick Bonitto, Cooper, Zach Allen. Zach Allen and Nick Bonitto both lead the league with 16 total, 16 each quarterback hits on the season. So I think that's going to be a huge factor. Just how does Dayball go about protecting Jackson Dart in this one, especially on the road? For everyone at home, Denver is a very difficult place to win on
Oh,
the road, right?
brutal.
It's one of the more underrated places I feel like that people kind of overlook. Denver is a tough matchup. Hey, can they slow down, right? An already struggling bad offense? I mean, I hope so, right? I hope that the Denver Broncos don't kind of just find their way all of a sudden. They really struggle running the football too. So there's going to be a lot of obvious passing situations for Tibbs and for, of course, Abdul Carter to hopefully get in the stat sheet himself. And then, of course, Brian Burns playing as one of the better
Yeah.
defensive ends in the league along with Nick Bonitto. So we'll see which defense kind of reign supreme in this one. Should be a great matchup. Big guy, should I even ask who you're picking in this game?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Denver Broncos, and I would say
Okay.
this: if the Giants can find a way
Yeah.
to beat the Broncos out there in that environment with what I consider their coaching staff and the skill of their football team, because they have difference makers quite a bit on both sides of the ball.
Right.
The Giants can find a way in that, but the atmosphere, man, you said it right. It's rough out there. The crowd is into it. They're loud. That makes communicate. So you got to call the play in the huddle, and you almost got to stay with it no matter what.
Right. Right.
So if the Giants find a way to beat Denver, that tells me that you got to have faith for the rest of the season. They're going to be able, or at least have the opportunity to line up against everybody and have a chance to win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be a big day for the receivers for the New York Giants. They're going to have to come through in a big moment too, and just we'll see how well the Denver Broncos keep Jackson Dart in the pocket, and if they can slow down Cam Skattebo and his patient running attack, like you mentioned. So that's a great point.